podcasting from Northwest Pennsylvania. You're listening to the Gen Extra Podcast, a show about Generation X, movies, technology, weird news, and anything else they feel like. Join them every Monday morning. Now, here's your hosts, Dave and Joe.
All right, welcome back to episode 201. All you Gen Extra fans out there. All right, we're over the hump. We're over 200.
We are.
We don't have to keep talking about it anymore. Okay.
Not until 300.
It'll be like 2 years from now.
I know. It's crazy, isn't it?
We're still going to be doing the podcast for 2 more years.
Dude, that's your call, man. I'm just here because you invited me.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad you join me every week.
Yeah, I'm excited because, now we're coming up on the holiday season. And so, I joined the podcast and awesome. But now I get to go through the holiday season on the podcast. So you get holiday topics. I'm like, oh, it's my first Thanksgiving on the podcast. That kind of stuff.
Yeah. Should we do something should we go Black Friday shopping or something? So we have something to talk about?
Sure.
I don't know.
I did go Black Friday shopping last year, which was an interesting experience. Mainly because I was in Canada. Oh. So it actually wasn't their Thanksgiving, but it was still their Black Friday. So I went to a Walmart on Black Friday last year.
So they adopted our Black Friday shopping spree.
Kind of, but not. Okay. When I say this, I'm like Walmart. I went into Walmart. I needed to go to Walmart. I needed to pick up some stuff that I forgot to pack when we were up in Toronto. I'm like, oh, well, I'll just go to Walmart. And I'm like, well, it's Black Friday, but it's also not their Thanksgiving. No one has off work. It's just a Friday in Canada. So I went in there, and as you know, for any major retail chain, their branding is corporate, right? So they have all the signage, everything else, Black Friday sales, Black Friday prices, kind of, and there's nobody there. It's just dead. It was like I went shopping on a Monday morning. There was 5 people in the entire store, but yet it was still bedecked in all of the signage for Black Friday because that's the corporate, that's the instruction, right? You have to make the store look the same, even though they're in Canada. So it was a little bit weird. I was like, oh, I took a selfie of Black Friday shopping in Canada. There's nobody there. Yeah, there's nobody there. Yeah. So that's my only experience within recent memory Black Friday shopping. I don't enjoy that at all. I will actively avoid it.
I think with the onset of online shopping, over the past decade, it's not what it used to be. So which I'm happy about. Because I have been to a store on Black Friday, literally not to do Black Friday shopping, but I needed to grab a couple things for the house. And it was a normal shopping experience.
Well, that's good. I'm kind of glad it's normalizing like that. I feel like, especially those that work at retail, just that's got to be abusive for those.
They're not getting paid extra.
No, it's just a horrible, hellish, nightmare.
And people have died. People actually died on Black Friday.
That's the craziness is that has happened. I know there were injuries even up in Erie at their Walmart on Black Friday.
I'm not trying to make light of it, but
15, 20 years ago. Well, nobody died, but there were some genuine tramplings. I'm like, are you kidding me?
Yeah. All to save a couple bucks on, TV or whatever. No thanks.
No, thank you indeed. Yeah, I actually had to change my notification settings because Amazon's been blowing up my phone. The Prime app has been oh, Black Friday week. Shut up.
Yeah, shut up. No, I mean, I'm all about saving a couple bucks on something, and that's why I'm drawn to the online stuff because you can just avoid the stores. So it's great.
Oh yeah. I'm all about good prices. Yeah. Or should I say, probably what it's really worth, as opposed to the upcharge that you're getting there.
Yeah. Do you ever fall for those those pricing schemes where you go to a Macy's or whatever, some I don't know specifically, but just some retail store, and they have a rack of winter coats. And it's 90% off. And you're like, wow, hell yes. That coat's going to be $10. But then you look on the tag and it's this coat is originally $1,000.
Yeah, that's always frustrating. Or I like the age old, up to 90% off. Well, that's bullshit because 2% is up to 90%. You're stipulating the maximum possible thing. Yes, this is up to 100% off. Technically, you don't actually put that on there anywhere, but I guess it could be if you really wanted to give something away for free. It's all in the advertising. No, yeah, I've fortunately, you just check the price, but yeah, all the markup and then the markdown Bed Bath and Beyond was infamous for that, right? Like they gave out those 10% off coupons all the time, which means by default everything in the store was 10% more expensive.
Yeah,
like,
and they had the
same price everywhere else.
buy 3 get 2 free. Yeah, it's just a scheme. Just price them accordingly is all, but just get people in there. I mean, if you make them feel like they're getting a deal, they're happy.
Yep,
Some
it's
people
the perception.
Some people can sniff right through
reality.
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, anyway, actually, in some local news, Breeze, I've been seeing this just slathered all over Facebook. We are getting a Starbucks
In your neck of the woods.
in our neck of the woods. Where's like a win? I mean, I'm not like a huge Starbucks guy, but no, whatever. I needed someone to just sit here and just operate this board for me. Anyway,
We need a third person, but just like you get a Starbucks golf clap. There you go.
yeah. But now, are you like a big Starbucks guy? Or you don't like coffee?
I don't. I don't like coffee. I'll tell you when I get Starbucks. I get Starbucks usually if we're on a family road trip because my wife drinks coffee and the kids like the breakfast muffins and all that stuff. And I like their breakfast sandwiches. Yeah, they're pretty good. They're pretty good.
Like their ham and Swiss one is actually pretty fantastic.
Yep. So I usually get exactly that if they have it. I'll get the ham and Swiss, and that is my breakfast sandwich for a road trip. So I do like that at Starbucks, but I don't drink coffee. So
is it Starbucks that has the like on their breakfast sandwiches those little like little fine little somethings like when you're eating it ends up all over your lap? Is that Starbucks? I know someone has it.
almost like a cornflower on top of the bun. I don't think that's Starbucks. I don't remember the sandwich I get did not have those the little like the dust, if you will, like the
like English dust. Muffin dust.
It's muffin dust, and I think it's cornstarch
or cornmeal.
Cornmeal, yeah. I think it's cornmeal when it's put on there. But
that's annoying.
It is absolutely. Some of the sandwiches at the what is it like Country Fair? If they're like English muffin based, same thing. Yeah, you like grab that in your car to work, and it's just flipping everywhere. Like it's all over your car, it's all over your shirt. And you're like,
so bad.
I can't go to work. Like, yeah, it's like a glitter bomb. It's like, yo, I'm gonna have this breakfast sandwich. Boosh.
Yeah,
it's everywhere.
Those are like Country Fair breakfast sandwiches. The ones that are like pre-made, like on a little rack. You know, you just walk by, you're like, oh, I'll grab one of these. You know, whatever. Those are so poorly made. It's almost like the McDonald's hamburger. Like it's all like nothing is where it's supposed to be.
You mean like physically poorly assembled? Yes, like it's all over. It's very sloppy.
Yes, it tastes fine. Yeah, but and then you got like there's the cheese has come all out of the sandwich and it's all over the wrapper. And you have to like make the choice. You're like, am I going to try and eat this cheese?
Try and peel this off the wrapper and reassemble my sandwich? Yes. Yeah. Yes, absolutely. I do miss. I'm excited though when I go into Pennsylvania in the holidays. I do, if I stay overnight, I do make a trip in the morning to Country Fair. They have a Southwest bagel sandwich. So it's like pepper cheese.
That's good.
I don't know what it is about that. I love getting that.
I think it's the bagel. So excited.
It is. The bagel's pretty good. Yeah. And the sausage is good. And I like spicy cheese. Oh man. I'm actually more excited about that than I am for like turkey stuffing and mashed potatoes, man.
Making me hungry.
I know, right? So yes, our buddy Steve really likes that sandwich too, man. The Southwest Bagel Sandwich Country Fair.
That's one of his
Steve's
favorites.
a big fan of that too. Oh yeah. We reminisce on that sometimes. We're gaming. We're like, oh, remember the Southwest Bagel Sandwich?
It is pretty good.
Yeah, it's really good. Sorry.
Yeah. Do you guys have Sheetz over in Ohio, right?
We do. There's a few of them. They're kind of spotted here and there.
They're
Speedway.
It's like a plague over here. They're everywhere.
Yeah, they're really big. They're not as common where I'm at. Speedways are pretty common.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've ever been to a Speedway. Those are very common. Yeah. They're definitely the prolific. They're like the Country Fair equivalent if you're in northwestern Pennsylvania.
Oh, okay.
Speedways are definitely that here.
Yeah, I find that people are. There's like definitely opposite ends of Sheetz people. Like they either love it or they absolutely can't stand it. Where are you at on this?
I like Sheetz for a number of reasons. One,
I don't mean like the store itself. I love the stores, but how do you feel about their food?
I could take it or leave it. Like I'm not drawn to it. No, I don't seek it out. I'll get it sometimes. I'm usually somewhat disappointed in their food. Like I don't know. I'll get their fries sometimes because those are pretty tasty, but they're very starchy. So I need a lot to wash it down. Like it's got that, that aftertaste that fries have
Yeah. Oh,
like
yeah.
if they get like too potatoey, too starchy, I find their fries to be a little bit aftertasty. So I don't seek their food. I love the Sheetz store because it's clean, especially if like you're traveling, you go into Sheetz, the bathrooms are going to be clean.
Yeah.
It's a higher end experience when you go into a Sheetz for a gas station. So I always like
some rough gas station bathrooms over the years.
Oh, there's some that are just like, oh, they should be condemned that you want a hazmat suit. Oh god.
Freaking nightmare.
Yeah, it is. It's nightmare fuel. You're like, am I in a horror movie?
It is.
Like,
It's a horror movie bathroom. Like
it's so bad. Yeah, so you can always count on Sheetz that be relatively clean.
yeah, we always gravitate towards those Wisconsin like cheese bites, or what are they called? Cheese curds, deep fried cheese curds.
Yeah.
Oh god, this is so good.
I don't think I've had them there, but maybe I'll try those if they're good.
They are pretty good because I had them over in Milwaukee, and dude, they were really, really good over there. I mean, I think it's kind of what they like every
yeah, you would
every
hope.
pub, that your bar you go into, whatever it is, restaurant, I'm like, what should I have? I'm like, I'm from out of town. They're like the cheese curds. I'm like, all right. So yeah, they know. Yeah. Oh, let's see. So yeah, let's get off the sheets.
Off the food, it's making me hungry.
I know.
So you're getting a Starbucks. Congratulations. Whereabouts is it going? Is it going down by the Sheetz where I know where that is, or is it somewhere else?
Yeah, it's like right. I think it's right. No, that's not right. It's out by a Sheetz. It's out in our Cranberry, the other Cranberry.
Oh, okay. All right, got it.
So, sorry.
Wake up.
Yeah.
Get some Starbucks. Drink some coffee. Wake up. We got a show to do.
I should have got some Starbucks. If there.
So
was one.
did you end up watching the Tyson fight last week?
I did. Yeah, I did. Oh God. All right. I mean, I know we're late to the party with talking about the Tyson fight. It was over a week ago. But dude, it was there's so many conspiracies already about the fight as far as it being rigged and stuff. People are analyzing the fight, the video. And like, look, like right here, like Tyson could have knocked him out, and Tyson held back like a bunch. I say that's possible, but Tyson looked really, really sluggish. Like boxers tend to be on their toes when they fight.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think his heels ever left the mat. Like he was flat-footed like the whole time.
Flat-footed.
Yeah, so he just didn't have it in his legs. And he even said, he's like, I'm just not in it anymore. He was in it, I'm assuming, for the paycheck for that one. But
yeah, probably.
Yeah. I mean, he got like 20 or $40 million, something like that. It was a bunch. It was a lot of money.
Yeah. Well, I guess Netflix is facing some litigation because of the availability. We talked about this last week where we speculating that they wouldn't be able to stream it effectively.
Oh yeah, dude.
So basically blackouts when you were trying to watch it.
Yeah, they didn't do it good.
They didn't do it. It was the video game launch day where it just crapped its pants and that was it. So
yeah. I mean, we kind of knew.
Yeah, called that.
It was funny because like we had like a couple hiccups on our end. We were pretty decent for the whole way through that. But man, I think it's because our service provider is Starlink, and it's not like a Comcast or Armstrong, whatever it may be. Where there's a lot more people pulling from these lines.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, they had some issues.
Yeah. There's apparently some lawsuits underway for that. Which I mean, who knows? Probably like class action lawyers trying to make a buck, being like, "Were you disenfranchised by your lack of watching the Mike Tyson fight? We've got money for you."
Yeah. But I don't want to talk much about the Tyson fight just because it was I don't know, it was boring. But
I just wanted to give you props for calling the fact that Netflix would crumble.
I had a suspicion. Well, we've just seen it all in the past. Like, live streaming TV is way more challenging than just streaming a show.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah, I kind of figured it was going to have some problems. But anyway, the only thing I do want to mention about the whole event was if you did watch it, there was a fight. There were several fights, obviously, leading up to the main event. But the one that happened right before Jake and Mike fought was these two girls that fought. Did you happen to see this, Bree?
No, I'm Googling it because I did not see it. No,
it should have been the main event, dude. These two girls, dude, it was insane. Like they fought like full tilt for 10 or 12 rounds. Just
really?
Just beating the ass out of each other. And the one girl, like I want to say it was like maybe like 3 rounds or 4 rounds in, she accidentally got headbutted by her teammate, and people were speculating at first, like, oh, she intentionally headbutted. They showed the replay. They just collided kind of funny. And neither one of them, like, it wasn't on purpose, at least in my opinion. But anyway, she got this huge gash, like right above her eyebrow or like in her eyebrow. And man, was it bad. It got like really bad. And the other girl kept punching her in the face, obviously, and kept catching her in that wound. And it just progressively got worse.
Oh no.
And so at the end, it's kind of gross, but like, it was like just like a flap. And she was like trying to have like the serious conversation at the end of the fight about the fight. And meanwhile, her like eyebrows like hanging half down her face.
No.
I know. But yeah, no, props to those two. I can't remember their names, but it was an awesome fight to watch. I'm not even a big boxing fan, but yeah, that was pretty intense. So yeah, there you go. There's my 2 cents.
All right.
Yeah.
Dave's 2 cents. New segment on the show.
Speaking of fighting, Breeze,
Yes.
I hear you had a Taekwondo demo.
I did. It's over. It's done. We did it. It was very successful. So yeah. We
Where was this at again?
This was at the Cavs game. This was at Rocket Mortgage Fieldhouse, the home of the Cleveland Cavaliers. So before the Cavs Hornets game last Sunday, my Taekwondo school. So it's 22 black belts from the school. We all had a fixed demonstration schedule set up. We were in the main. Oh, go ahead.
I'm sorry. When you said 22 black belts from the school,
22 black belts.
in my mind, I had to think about it for a second. I thought that was like a unit of measurement. I'm like, what does that mean?
22 black belts. Yes, it's how much damage one can do, right? Like it's a unit of force, right? Okay. Instead of like joules or PSI. Yeah. It's not pounds per square inch. It's 22 black belts.
Yeah. That's sorry. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt you. We keep going. I'm sorry.
I like that. I like that unit of measure now. Well, this is 2 black belts in power.
Right.
Yeah. So we did a number of patterns synchronized. Some was synchronized to music. Some of them just choreographed to do 8 people do a pattern in different directions the same way. So it kind of like pinwheels out. It's kind of cool. Like everyone starts with their back to each other and does the sequence of moves, and so it all is in sync, but it's in different directions. So it kind of has a cool like stage presence to it. And then we also intermixed it with board breaks of varying skill, what we call skill breaks. Right. So you're not just doing a traditional kick or a traditional punch. You're doing something that's somewhat unique and challenging. And I opted to do mine blindfolded.
I saw you sent me the little clip of that. That was awesome, dude.
A lot of fun. Yeah. So yeah, I had a little blindfold tucked behind my back. And as you saw, pull it out, put the blindfold on, and proceeded to break 2 boards at once, what we call a split focus break, where you're not really, you can't focus on just one board. So you break 2 at a time. So that was a lot of fun.
Well, you were successful.
I was successful. Absolutely. And then I had another board break, which is what's called a perpetual motion, where you break 2 boards without stopping. So I had 2 kicks. So I kicked one with my left foot. And then before my left foot hits the ground, I swing out my right foot and kick to the side and break a second board that's off to the side. Nice. I'll send you that one. So, yeah. So it was a lot of fun. My feet hurt though, because, when we do Taekwondo, we're in a school, which has padded flooring and mats and everything.
You're on a basketball court?
Well, we weren't on the court. We were in the main lobby. Oh, we were in the front entrance of it. So as people were coming into the game, they would walk into the Taekwondo demonstration. So it was pretty cool. We had a lot of people coming past us. Some people stopped. Some people just like, side glance, walk by as they're going through.
That's what I was going to ask. Like, what was their kind of overall reaction? Like, people just like, oh, there's some sideshow and just kept walking? Or did people stop and like watch?
Both.
Oh, okay.
Both. Yeah, I mean, it was, we did it twice. We did the whole routine twice. So we had like 15 minutes of a demo, then took like a 1-minute break, and then did it all again. So it was very exhausting. But you're on hard floor. You're on linoleum, right, with a concrete base. So all of our feet were just killing us because it's a lot of impact on your feet, especially when you're used to doing it on a softer surface. So that took its toll. But then we watched the game afterwards, which is actually a really good game. The Cavs won. They were like 10 points ahead most of the game, and it was they were 15-0. That was their 15-0 game. They have at that point they had not lost yet. I don't know if they've played since then and have lost, so I couldn't speak to the sports ball statistics, but it was a high energy game too after that. So it was a lot of fun.
Yeah. Good week for Cleveland sports because the Browns beat the Steelers yesterday.
Yeah, that was a little bit crazy. I was really surprised about that. We had some Pittsburgh fans in our neighborhood who were pretty bummed about that.
I'm sure. Yeah. It was hard to watch. I mean, anyway, I'm not going to get this isn't a sports podcast, but
thank goodness. I wouldn't be here. I wouldn't co-host it if it were a sports podcast. You know that.
Either. I wouldn't even do it. Like, I love hockey, and I wouldn't even do a hockey podcast. But yeah, so we actually have we have a handful of things to talk about this show, even though we're already 20 minutes in. We're just wrapping up things we've been up to.
Yeah.
So let's see. I saw this one here, man. I'm interested because this just seems like some like sci-fi shit, like something you find in a movie. It's you can pay $12,000 for a surgery.
Oh yeah.
To change the color of your eye. Yeah, with both eyes. Is that per eye, or is that like $12,000 for the pair?
No, it's for the set. $6,000 each.
Okay, all right. How do they do that? Did you read the article? Because I didn't.
So unfortunately, I tried to reread it again, but now it's behind the paywall because it's a Wall Street Journal.
Oh, good.
So yeah, so I got to preview it, and then they literally blanked me out with an ad screen. So I don't know the details on this, but it's. Go ahead.
Did you Google like another source?
I was actively doing that before we started the episode. There's not a whole lot on it. A lot of it's paywalled behind Wall Street Journal, but I'm definitely trying to dig this up here. But it looks either way at its concept. It's like there's no. It's aesthetic, right?
Okay,
this is purely.
All right.
Okay.
This is 5 days ago. This was on WWS. Anyway, it says iris implant surgery involves inserting an artificial iris while laser depigmentation removes color from the iris. God, that sounds dangerous. Cosmetic iris implant surgery can cause blindness. Oh God, and both. Oh, all right, okay. So you can go blind having this procedure done.
None of it's FDA approved. They're not really,
Okay, all right. So I would say don't do this. They make colored contacts.
They do. If you're gonna go poking around in your eye, just slap on some contacts and go home.
Because that's like down to your iris. Like,
yeah.
Like when they do like the corrective surgery, like laser eye surgery for, when you need glasses, you want to get rid of them. Like that's different. They peel back like above the iris and smooth out that layer of the lens in your eyeball. Yeah. That's different. I don't think anybody's gone blind from that yet. At least I don't know. Like, I don't know.
But by and large, but that's FDA approved. Like that's reviewed. Right. That's an established practice. It just weirds me out to think about that every time because I have bad eyes.
Me too.
And it's always people always ask me like, "Oh, you're gonna get LASIK?" Or now it's not LASIK's a specific brand, right? But like, I'm like, no,
I would.
Maybe my eyes keep getting worse though, and so my eye doctor's like, eh.
Yeah, but okay. Here's my thought. So actually, I have two thoughts on this. First one is I think if you reach a certain negative, whatever how bad your eyes are, like my eyes are terrible, and I'm not sure. Do you wear contacts at all ever?
No, only glasses.
So have you ever been prescribed a pair ever?
Of what, contacts?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've done. I used to do contacts in college. But
do you remember like what your negative, like whatever number is?
Oh, negative like 4.25 or 4.75 or something like that.
Oh yeah, I'm like negative 8.5.
Damn, dude.
Yeah, like, but what I'm saying is like, if I was driving down the street or down the road and let's say I sneezed really hard and both my contacts like blew out of my eyeballs, I'm a danger. To anybody on the road.
That's pretty bad. That is, You're right. That is pretty bad.
So I think insurance for safety reasons should start to cover LASIK surgery, laser eye surgery, after you reach a certain point of legally blindness if you're not wearing your glasses or contacts. That's just my opinion. I don't remember what my second thought was, but
that's a pretty good first thought, though. Yeah. I kind of agree with that. I see where you're going with that. That's I did not realize your eyes were that much worse than mine. I thought mine were pretty bad.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, they're bad.
Yeah. Okay. Well, all right.
Yeah. I think it was, like I said, you reached like a negative 8. You should probably,
no, mine.
I think insurance could kick in a little bit and help you out. But if you do get it, like you said, if you get the surgery and you may need glasses after that, it's still better than like my glasses, obviously at negative 8 contacts. They're definitely a little thick, if you will.
Yeah.
So if I got LASIK surgery and I still need to put glass on, it'd be much, much better than having to have my regular glasses on.
Point taken. Yeah, no, I don't agree with that. I just still think like that, but that's not cosmetic. Back to this article, like to go into your iris, you're right. That's like you're right. It's just top layer. It's been certified, approved, reviewed, proven safe. This is like, oh, let's change the color of your eyes for cosmetic purposes. Like what?
Yeah, I don't know. Do you think this one falls into the Dr. Malcolm category? They were so preoccupied with whether they could, they never stopped thinking they should.
Yeah, I definitely think so. I think this is a terrible idea. Although,
dangerous.
People are weird. People are weird.
So, all right, let's move on from that one. Sorry, I got off on the laser eye surgery thing there.
It's a related point.
Yeah, I guess. All right. So, what's this next one here? You got disputed dates for Thanksgiving. What's up with this?
So this is interesting. So I clicked on this mainly because I thought it was the stupidest headline, and it actually angered me. And then I clicked into it because I wanted to see how absurd it was. But in doing so, I actually learned a bit about Thanksgiving, which is coming up. So it's the headline. This is from Alabama.com. Interesting. When is Thanksgiving and why is it so late this year? And I'm like, what do you mean, when is Thanksgiving? Thanksgiving is always the last Thursday of the year, and it's so late because it's the last Thursday of the month, right?
The month, yeah.
The month, not the year. I misspoke. But like, yeah, the whole when is Thanksgiving? I'm like, this is a headline? Like, I want to smack whoever wrote this because that's a stupid headline.
I thought I heard something about this too. Is the debate like being the third Thursday? Is that what the debate is?
So it's gone back and forth, and that's what I came to learn. I did not know, but actually, I will give this article credit, despite this incredibly stupid headline. Mm-hmm. Apparently, it hasn't always been consistent. It was very different. Night was 1789. The president just picked a day for Thanksgiving. Like, it was basically every year the president decided what day Thanksgiving was.
Okay.
Back in 1789. So way back when, it was very, very ad hoc. And for a while, I guess there was some dispute whether it was the last Thursday, but then it was a concern because there was too little time between Thanksgiving and Christmas. So retail started working its way in there and saying, okay, we need more days between them so people could do the Christmas shopping. So that became a factor. And there were and then it was left to the states. Each state could decide whether it was the third Thursday or the last Thursday. And for a while, so there were different Thanksgivings in different states in the country for quite some time, up until 1941. Yeah, 1941, House finally passed. It's the last Thursday in November, and it's the federal holiday. But I didn't realize it was like debatable. And obviously, this one is going to be the latest it can be this year because it's the first is on a Friday. The 1st of November was on a Friday, so the 28th is going to be on the Thursday. It's the last possible date.
You know, I'm kind of noticing a trend here.
Oh.
It seems that Thanksgiving is on the first Thursday of the 20s, but that doesn't hold true for this year. Like, because last year it was like, I'm looking at this. It's weird. Yeah. Okay. So last year was on the 23rd, which was technically the fourth Thursday, but there was still one more Thursday to go. Like there was the 30th.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's weird. There is no rhyme or reason. It's like they just look at the calendar and they'll be like, that one. This one was the fourth Thursday in 2022, which was the 24th. There doesn't seem to be a rhyme or reason. So this is 1, 2, 3. Okay, this is fourth. This year is the fourth Thursday.
Yeah. So they don't count forward. That's really what it is. They always count backward. So you just look at the month of November, you find the last Thursday, that's Thanksgiving. That's it.
But it's not the last Thursday.
Yeah, it is.
No, because last year there was one more Thursday after Thanksgiving.
What?
Yeah, November 30th was a Thursday.
No.
It was. Look at 2023. There was still another Thursday to go. Like I think they just pick it like in that last.
Oh, maybe it is the 4th.
Yeah.
Minute. Okay, first Friday.
So trying to figure this out right here on the show.
Oh my God! This is wait a minute.
So it doesn't seem like a real rhyme or reason for it. Unless it's the fourth Thursday. So weird.
Maybe it is the 4th Thursday. You're right.
Okay.
Huh. Okay.
Well, there you have it.
Well, see, I thought I was making fun of this article, and now it's confused me. So there we go.
Yeah. All right. My stupid calendar doesn't go back past like 2021, so I can't keep going.
I wonder if there's an exception, the last Thursday, unless it's the 30th.
Oh, maybe.
It's really weird.
Yeah. So that way Thanksgiving never falls on not a 20 number. Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, so let's keep moving on to some of these other stories, man. We got about 4 more here. I see Mickey Mouse is going to be a horror movie.
Yeah, so after Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey, now that Steamboat Willie version of Mickey Mouse, the original Mickey Mouse, has gone in the public domain, much to the chagrin of the Disney Corporation, a new movie, Mouse of Horrors, new trailer just came out, and Mickey is a slasher film villain.
How you feel about that? I'm excited.
It was, you know me, I am not a huge like slasher horror movie fan.
Yeah.
It looks intense. I don't know that I would watch it because I don't think I would enjoy it. But it looks like it. How do I explain it? It looks to be a pretty good slasher movie. It looks intense. It looks like it's hitting the right beats. I think for a slasher movie, it's probably going to be pretty good. I did not read how Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey did, but this one looks. One looks pretty intense.
It wasn't great. I'll say that. The Blood and Honey. It was
okay.
Like the first one, they made two of them. The second one was a little bit better, but it was just better produced, was better shot. The first one was definitely like, it felt very indie film, like something like I would have made, and it was there was some confusing points about that whole thing because they didn't have a special effects budget. Matter of fact, quick point to that movie. But when they made this movie, it started gaining a lot of traction, and people were getting rather excited to see Winnie the Pooh as a homicidal maniac. And they actually had to go back and reshoot some of the scenes that they knew weren't good because it was gaining so much popularity before it ever came out. Like, they didn't know it was going to be like kind of the hyped up, horror movie that they were like, it was just some silly thing that some indie film company was throwing together, just for fun. And a lot of people wanted to see it. So they had to reshoot some stuff because they didn't want to suck that bad.
Yeah, they might want to reshoot some of this. I'm not entirely sure I get the premise because I'm looking at some of the stills and some of the stuff, and it's like, this is just a dude in the mask. Yeah. And I realize that most slasher movies are a dude in the mask, but this genuinely, like, you can see most of his like head and like his human ears. It actually, it doesn't look like someone trying to look like a mutated mouse.
Yeah, exactly. That was my complaint about Winnie the Pooh. The same thing.
Well, this looks worse. This looks worse than the effects budget. It looks like a dude wearing a Halloween mask. And I'm like, okay, well then that kind of defeats the premise. If the premise is that this is this is a mutated mouse trying to come and kill you, like
Splinter from Ninja Turtles.
Splinter. Yes, that would be horrific, right?
Yeah, it would be.
But this looks like a dude wearing a mouse mask. So I'm not entirely sure. Like, it's obviously budget. Most slasher films are, but the more I look at some of the screenshots and stills of this, I'm like, okay, this is just not. I don't know. Okay, great, congratulations, you're cashing in on the license, but you're not. There's no effort into it.
Yeah, that's where Winnie the Pooh went wrong too. Was I think when they wrote the script, they had in their mind that it was going to be this this actual bear creature thing, and it was just dude in a mask. And then, but they didn't like adjust the script when they started filming it because some of the lines were still like what is that thing? It's like somebody's like, I don't know, it's not even human. I'm like, it's clearly human. It's a dude with a mask wearing overalls and boots. He's definitely human. So it was odd. It was weird, but it was
it falls at that suspension of disbelief.
Not even close, man. Not even close. Like, yeah, I can suspend disbelief, in certain regards, but that was not even in the ballpark of being suspendable.
Any more suspenders to suspend my disbelief?
Yeah. So, no, I'll watch the Mickey Mouse one though. I actually have a couple things I want to mention though. Some movies that are coming, or actually just came out for streaming that I'm really excited about. Last night I was watching something on Disney Plus, and I noticed that the new Alien Romulus is on Disney Plus to watch. Like, to stream. Really? Yeah, I'm totally watching it. Like, maybe
because I didn't see that in the theater, so I did not realize that came on Disney Plus. Really?
Yeah, it's been on my wish list. I'm debating like buying it, or I'm like, maybe I'll just wait till it's on sale. See, I like sales, and so. But then I saw it on there, and I was really pumped. I'm definitely gonna watch that. And the other one I saw was Deadpool and Wolverine is on Disney Plus.
Yes, yeah, and I haven't watched it on Disney Plus yet, but I'm excited to.
Yeah, I can't.
I did see it. Yeah, I did see it in theaters. It's fun, really, really fun.
Yeah, almost all the Deadpool movies are always fun. They're a good watch. They're funny. They're exciting. So I'm definitely gonna watch that one too. So if you're a fan of either one of those series, they are both free to stream right now on Disney Plus. They are not sponsoring this podcast, by the way.
No, no, unfortunately.
Yeah. All right, let's keep moving through our list here.
All right.
This is all stuff next. You have on here, man.
Yeah, man. I don't know what you want to tackle, but I'll tackle the next one here. So this is from The Guardian here. So riders suspended midair for hours in California after attraction halts mid-ride. So this is in Knott's Berry Farm in California. Yeah, there was a
farm? Wait, is this like
Knott's Berry Farm. It is a pretty big amusement park in California.
Okay,
We
all right.
hear of it because obviously we're on the East Coast. Yeah, so a group of riders on the Knott's Berry Farm Park, California, were stuck for hours in midair after the attraction came to a halt mid-ride. And so this is kind of to describe this to our listeners, it is looks like a 6-spoked kind of wheel, like 6 arms coming out of a central hub, and they're all kind of suspended in the air, and it looks like it just swings you around. It's called the Soul Spin Ride, not soul like soul music, but SOL like the sun. And it halted. It left 22 people stuck for over 2 hours. None of them were upside down, but some of them were tilted sideways, and it just stopped.
That's what I was going to ask. Like, what position were they in?
It wasn't upside down, but I guess it looks like each of these arms can like rotate back and forward, front and back. So yeah, some people were caught at odd angles for over 2 hours. I brought this up because you have a lot of fears of getting stuck places or falling off of giant cruise ships.
Yeah.
Where does this rank on your? I mean, you're not in imminent danger per se, but like, where does this fall on your fear spectrum, Dave?
I'm not a big. I don't fear coasters. I don't like them, but they don't scare me to where I'm not going to ride something. Statistically, I think it's not even that much. It's like 4 or 5 people a year sadly die riding amusement park rides, which, percentage wise is insanely low considering how many amusement parks are out there and how many people ride those rides, every day, every summer, whatever. So your odds are in your favor. You're going to be fine. I just don't like the rides. That's just it for me. I'm not one that needs to be jostled around, or catapulted really quickly. Like I don't like thrill rides. They're not for me. That's just me.
I get that. I didn't know if there was like a fear of getting stuck, because some people do. They're like, they look at something and that's where their mind goes. Be like, oh, but if it breaks down, like I'll get stuck.
Yeah, I do think about that kind of stuff.
Fear, right? But no, you just don't enjoy it, and that's fair. Like I get that. I love coasters, not the jostly kind. I like a smooth ride coaster, right? Something that's going to be just fast, and it can have inversions. Like I'm not opposed to those. There's something about the speed, like just well engineered speed. It's thrilling. I enjoy that a lot. I think if I lived in a climate where I could drive a convertible, I probably would, because I think I would enjoy that immensely. But
there is something I don't like about coasters.
What's that?
It's the camera. The lines. Like it's the camera that's in like at some part of the ride, usually some big downhill part, where they capture a photo of you, and as I've gotten older, the hairline has also gone. So it's like inevitable that like when you're flying down this hill and your hair's flying back and they capture this photo of you, I'm like, oh, that's where my hairline's at now.
You need to get a swim cap. You need to wear like a swim cap on the coaster. Just sit down. The arm thing
just
comes
put that
over.
sucker on.
It straps in there, and you're like, oh, hang on a second. You reach into your pocket and you pull out your little swim cap, right? Your Speedo swim cap, and you just pull it over your head and over your hair, and then that way you won't look at your hairline.
I can't be the only one that's like, when they got off the ride and they're like oof.
Oh, I tend to not like. I don't look at them. I genuinely don't.
I walk past them.
I almost like I'm trying to avoid eye contact with like somebody I went to high school with. Like my hand goes up, I'm out. Like I don't want to see it. I don't want to see it. Like moving quickly past. Like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna get away. Ah. Yeah, I walk right past. I run past that photo booth there. I have no desire to see that. Yeah, my kid did. He's like, oh, I want to see it. I'm like, you have fun.
Yeah, enjoy,
because we're not buying it for $18 or whatever it is for a flipping picture.
Yeah,
of me looking ridiculous.
While the family spends the next like 5 minutes laughing at how stupid you looked.
Yeah, well, they do that every day anyway. That's called Tuesday.
Oh, okay. You just walk into the kitchen, everybody starts laughing at you. Like, look at him.
Basically, yeah. That's what you guys do when I come visit. You're like, oh, it's Breeze. No, I'm kidding.
Oh my gosh. All right, let's keep moving on here. What else? We got a couple more. Boy, I hope we got enough to fill the rest of the show. We might not. We'll see.
Well, okay. So next one I wanted to talk about. This was kind of funny. This was a crypto spy jailed for life in China. This is a YouTuber accused of $230 million in fraud. So it was a Chinese official jailed for selling secrets for crypto. Yeah. Is a Chinese official. This isn't just a civilian. This is a Chinese official, life sentence. Former Chinese government. Yeah. Life sentence. Former Chinese government employee identified as Wang Mumu, which
that's a great name.
Interestingly, so this is a placeholder name that translates to so-and-so. This is like a John Doe. So this would be the equivalent of John Doe.
Sorry. Wang Mumu.
I know. No, I'm sure I'm mispronouncing that. It's M-O-U.
That's Wang Mumu. Yeah.
It's Wang Mumu. All right. We're just going to go with that, right?
Yeah.
And we're going to anglicize this thing here. Sentenced to life imprisonment for selling state secrets to foreign intelligence agencies in exchange for about $138,000 in cryptocurrency payments. But he was part of a $230 million fraud case and life in prison for that.
So wait, he got paid $138,000?
Yeah.
But he
was facilitating a $230 million fraud scheme, and he was a government official.
Okay.
So,
but he was selling the secrets for other people to make money.
Yes. Yeah, he was selling crypto secrets, government crypto secrets.
So if he knew the secrets and all he made personally from what I'm getting from this article is $130,000. That's what he made. But he cost like the crypto, currency, like 200 some million. Doesn't seem like the trade-off or the payoff was really there for him.
Well, I mean, here's the thing though, is like maybe you're trying to have that plausible deniability, right? So if you execute it yourself, you're at full risk. Maybe his thought was, well, I won't be at that much risk if I'm just selling the secret, right? I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do the high profile heist, but I'm going to sell the secret. It's like heist movies, right? Like, you get like a piece of it. Now, granted, that seems like a very, very small piece.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like, he's like, hey, I can make you a millionaire or a 10 millionaire.
Yeah. Well, maybe he didn't know. Maybe he didn't know how much they could possibly extract. Maybe that's how it got tied back to him.
He's like, all maybe for a small fee. So like, what kind of a small fee? Yeah. $1,000.
Well, 100,000, but yeah, still. Yeah, that's definitely crazy. Yeah. Definitely crazy there. I just thought it was like life in prison for $138,000.
Yeah, it seems kind of extreme.
Do
you think life in prison is extreme for things that aren't, like murder related?
Yes. Yeah. I think I'm in agreement there. I think it's very interesting. It's interesting from our lens too, right? In the US. How many
I'm sure their rules and laws are a little stricter, but damn.
Yeah.
Like, damn.
You look at like the whole FTX thing with Sam Bankman-Fried or whatever his name was, who stole how much in crypto? Complete and utter scheme. He's not doing life in prison. Like, it's like he's in trouble, but he's not in there for the rest of his life.
10 years maybe, like for some huge fraudulent thing he did, but which is still a long time. But damn, spend the rest of your life in there because you tried to pocket 130 grand. Well,
don't steal money, kids. There's the lesson for that one.
Yeah. All right, we got another article here.
Yeah.
What's the mannequin or a mannequin nearly killed by a Cybertruck?
So that was my own little silly headline.
Oh, okay, all right.
The actual headline is the Tesla Cybertruck driving on full self-drive fails to detect mannequins. So this is a series. Yeah, this is a series of tests run with a Cybertruck in the full FSD, full self-driving, and it failed to stop at mannequin consistently. Like they put a mannequin in the road in various positions and did not stop without driver intervention. So that's a little bit disconcerting. I'll read the story a little bit here because it kind of sets the stage. So imagine a self-driving pickup truck made of bulletproof stainless steel, weighing over 6,000 pounds, coming down the road as you stand in its path. You think the cameras are going to pick you up, and it does not. It did not do so. This is an independent test. Granted, this is not some major thing, but they apparently did it consistently, traveling between 20 and 30 miles an hour. They placed various objects in the path, and it failed to detect most of the items. It drove uncomfortably close to others, and even what does it say? They displayed it almost hit the mannequin too. The driver had to swerve to hit the mannequin. But there's a video here on YouTube, and it just bowls over stuff like buckets and boxes that they stuck in front of it, and it looks like they have like a yoga ball, like something large and spherical in front of it. So they just They completely tested this out, and those sensors are not stopping. Now, I don't know. I don't know how accurate this is. I don't know how, if they did something to cover the sensors to make a sensationalized thing. So I'm going to give Tesla the benefit of the doubt, but it's a little disconcerting that it's not detecting this stuff. I mean, people are driving these for the most part, right? They have the partial self-driving, but
yeah, but if your car has automated driving mode, you're going to use it.
Right. That's the thing. That's the concern. A little scary. A little scary.
Yeah. I mean, at least it doesn't hit humans, but damn, everything else is fair game.
Well, but they put mannequins out there which look human-like. I mean, to a sensor, that should look human.
You would think so.
You would think so. Yeah. Maybe. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know what it's looking for. That's kind of crazy. I guess so. The Cybertruck is actually not, I don't want to say it's banned, but there's a lot of like continental Europe that they have a safety board, and basically they certify vehicles. Mm-hmm. So a lot of people, like, the culture is that you wouldn't buy something that doesn't have a certified stamp on it effectively, right? Like, so it's almost like, think of movies, right? If it's not rated, a video store is not going to, a video store, who the hell has those anymore? But you wouldn't have not rated films in a video store. It has to have some kind of MPAA rating. There's a safety administration in most of the EU that does this. They won't certify the Cybertruck because it's too heavy and it has sharp corners. And the theory is that if a pedestrian gets hit by a sharp corner vehicle like that made of solid steel, the damage would be just so dangerous.
Yeah.
I'm like, I never thought of it that way, but yeah, kind of. I mean, it's a bunch of sharp angles on this thing, and it's just made of steel.
Yeah, and they're ugly too.
Well, they are. I think that's kind of irrefutable, right? You can argue safety and everything else, but man, are they weird looking.
Yeah, definitely an odd looking vehicle.
Do you have any down in your neck of the woods?
Yeah, we've seen a couple here and there, like not many, but there are a couple floating around. Yeah, just very unattractive looking car. It's weird looking. It reminds me of something like Demolition Man.
That's exactly what it brings. Every single time I see it, I think of Demolition Man. I think of those little cars they drive around there, because it does. It looks. I think that's got to be what Musk was going for with it, right?
That had to be some inspiration, yeah.
Design something from 200 years in the future, basically, or yeah, it looks straight out of the movie, or like Time Cop.
Yeah,
Time Cop had weird looking cars like that too.
Oh my god, yeah, it was like the Tesla truck in Time Cop. I didn't think about that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. All right. So one last thing, and then we'll wrap this one up. Did you see? My wife was telling me about this, and I don't know how accurate this is. But did you see that Ellen DeGeneres? Is it DeGeneres? Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you see that she is moving out of the country after the election results?
No.
Yeah. So there's always people are always threatening to leave the country if the election doesn't go their way. No one seems to do it, but she's doing it. I don't think, my opinion is, if she's actually doing it, I don't feel like, I think that was the excuse she gave to leave the country. Because if you've been keeping up with any of the P. Diddy stuff, she's been involved in those parties.
Oh.
So there's been a couple other celebrities that have kind of split-seed and left the country after all that started shaking out. But I feel like she might have already been wanting to leave, and then with all the stuff that happened on her, have you followed this, like her show and all the people that kind of came out of the woodwork after?
Yes, that one I'm familiar with. I was going to say she's honestly probably had a lot of reasons to flee the country before this.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know that I buy into that's why. I'm sure there's a lot of other contributing factors, and I'd want to probably get out of Dodge too if I were as reviled as she has become to be, which is so funny considering, well, not funny, but
her on-screen personality was fantastic.
Yes. And to be this, wholesome person, and then like basically everyone comes out and be like, nah, she's a bitch.
Yeah, she's a horrible human being.
Like a mega bitch. Like, I'm like, whoa. Like that was, yeah, I'd leave too. I'd leave the country. I'd want to like retire in some small island somewhere, take my amazing amount of wealth and be like, yep, I'm out.
Yeah. So yeah, with all that came out in the past like year or so of people revealing her true character. And then when people were starting to reveal that she was part of the Diddy parties.
See, that I did not hear. That's
they even talked about it. They talked about it on her show. Like when Diddy was on, they were like it's hindsight, So when you see these old interviews, but when Diddy was on, they mentioned something about the parties and be like, "Oh, we can't talk about that." They kind of joked about it. When you don't know what that is.
Oh, that's yeah. In retrospect, ow.
Yeah, exactly. Like you're like, oh crap. Like okay, so she. Yeah, and they even mentioned something about like pictures, like we could show some pictures, and they're like, no. You know, again, not knowing, you're like, oh, well, it must have just been something funny that happened at the party, you know, like whatever.
Well, yeah, like happens in Vegas, stays in Vegas kind of stuff there. But, looking back on that, everyone's breathing through their teeth like, ooh, not good.
Yeah, so all that's happening, and then what the last straw for her was Republicans winning the White House. Like, no, I don't think so. I think you were already planning on leaving. You just wanted to make a better statement when you left.
Yeah. That's how I read it too. It's like, no.
Yeah.
Well, that's interesting. Yeah, no, I didn't realize that she was in on the Diddy problems there.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I think any of it's confirmed. It's just everybody's speculating from the prior conversations and what has kind of come out, but there hasn't been like, you know, photographic or video evidence of it for much of anybody yet. But yeah, the whole thing is kind of like winded down a little bit, I think, after the election's been over, because that kind of took over, you know, for a while, and the whole Diddy thing kind of took a backseat. But
but by the same token, like, you know, there's a bunch of celebrities. They're like, I went, but I wasn't there for like the after hours thing. Like that was where all the problems were. So the
white parties,
like a non-answer, right? Like, oh, well, yeah, but I left early, right? Like, oh no. I feel like it sounds like a lie you'd tell your spouse. No, honey, I left by 9. You know, I was like,
yeah,
I didn't stay till midnight. I was fine.
Yeah, which could be because I remember seeing some of the videos of that, and they like Diddy would come out and say like, okay, everybody's got to go. You know, everybody said thanks for coming. You guys can all leave because the real party is about to begin. Whew. So they genuinely could have been the not cool kids and got booted out.
Yeah, well, that sounds like most of the parties I went to in college. I don't know what you're talking to me about. You know, I got kicked out. It wasn't those nasty parties. I just got kicked out because I wasn't cool.
You got kicked out of parties?
No, I'm just making
say. I feel really bad for you, Breeze.
No. I think it's funny. The joke is actually I didn't go to college parties. So that's kind of the joke there. No, I was like a super nerd. So it was much of those like hang out with your friends, get a pizza,
play some games,
play some games, get some pizza. Those are my college parties right there. So,
that sounds like fun, man.
It is fun.
Yeah,
you know that's what we do, right?
I would do that now. Yeah,
we do that now. Yeah, we're like, you guys want to get some food?
Yeah,
play some games. Yeah. We do it like over the internet, but we still do it.
Yeah,
yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's. What was it?
I said life is good.
It is good. Yeah. So, all right, let's wrap this one up, Breeze. That was a fun episode. So thank you all for joining us for another one, and we'll see you next Monday.
See ya.